So I came across this comment from a Christian apologist, and he said, quoting Muslim, Sahih Muslim 37:53, and he said, "We were the Prophet ﷺ, and he was thirsty, and a man said, 'O Prophet of Allah, do you want to drink wine?'" This man is asking the Prophet ﷺ if he wants to drink wine. And then the Prophet ﷺ said, "Yes." The man went to get the wine. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Make it intoxicated." And then he drank. So he drank this wine. So the first thing I did actually was, because this is shocking, is to go and investigate. I searched for this and I found the hadith. But the hadith has nothing to do with wine, intoxication, alcohol. It has nothing to do with what this guy is saying. And this is how Christian apologists mislead people. At the end of the day, I realized that this guy went to a site, and probably this site is owned by an Indian Hindu, and then he copied, come, and then paste. It is important for people to research before pasting things so that you wouldn't look stupid online. And this is exactly what this guy did. But then the guy went further to say, because the Arabian word that was used, regarding the hadith is Nabidh. In other words, I think he's referring to Nabidh because it rings a bell. So let's continue. Can also mean alcohol-free wine. Nabidh can also mean alcohol-free wine. The addition by the Prophet that it must be intoxicated is a very valuable one. He means that, the Prophet ﷺ saying that it has to be intoxicated, it's a very valuable argument that this is wine, or alcohol, or something intoxicating. And there are plenty more passages where Muhammad ﷺ is drinking wine, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, we searched about Hadith 37:53. It was talking about a different topic entirely. It talks about curses, It has nothing to do with this. That's the first lie. And secondly, he made mention of Nabidh, And when we made further research, we discovered that Nabidh, let me read this article for you about Nabidh. On Wikipedia, it says, Nabidh is a traditional fermented drink from the Arabian Peninsula, typically made from dates steeped in water, although it can also be made with dried grapes. Nabidh is usually non-intoxicating, but if left for a certain period of time, it can turn mildly intoxicating or heavily intoxicating depending on the level of fermentation. And this, in other words, would see a chapter in Sahih Muslim that he titled Permissibility to use Nabidh, which is not strong and has not turned into intoxicant. Very interesting. It relates this hadith about Nabidh, reported by Abdullah bin Buraida, who reports on the authority of his father that the Prophet ﷺ, the Messenger of Allah ﷺ, said, "I prohibited you from the use of Nabidh except that prepared in dry water skins. Now drink Nabidh prepared in any utensil, but do not drink when it becomes intoxicant." When it becomes intoxicant, do not drink. And interestingly, we would see another hadith reported by Ibn Abbas, who said that Nabidh was prepared for Allah's Messenger ﷺ. Shu'bah said, it was the night of Monday. He drank it on Monday and on Tuesday up to the afternoon of Tuesday. And if anything was left out of it, he gave it to his servant or poured it out. And here we can see, obviously, the Prophet ﷺ drank, this Nabidh for about a day or so. Then he gives it out to his servant. If there's any remaining, he gives it out to his servants or pours the remaining away for fear that it may turn into Nabidh. We would realize that the alcohol found in Nabidh usually occurs 3 days and above. More than 3 days, would see it gradually becomes, alcohol or intoxicated. And really, it is funny how people would say such things about the Prophet ﷺ that he ordered for wine. When the Prophet ﷺ, or for something intoxicating, when the Prophet ﷺ clearly wants the people from taking intoxicant. The Prophet ﷺ is reported to have said in Sahih Muslim, kullu muskirin khamrun or kullu khamrin haramun, that all intoxicants are alcohol and all alcohol is what? Is haram. And in fact, we'll see in the glorious Quran where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it clear, crystal clear, that this is the work of shaitan. So ignore, run away from it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, "O you who have believed, indeed, intoxicant, gambling, sacrificing on stone altars to other than Allah, and driving arrows are but defilement from the work of Satan. So avoid it, that you may be successful." So this guy, again, Christian apologist, please make a research before you try to publish anything, and don't make yourself a laughing stock on the internet. With this I say, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Catch you in the next one.